Hey everybody, welcome to another Legion Live. Tim Jordan coming live from RetailX in Chicago. It's actually a pretty big trade show that deals not just with e-commerce, but all sorts of commerce. And one of the great things about trade shows is that you have like a consolidation of a lot of really, really smart people. You have people that know a lot about the industry. You have people that can share a lot of tips and tricks. We have a lot of the best service providers and kind of thought leaders and influencers in the space all here together. So I thought it'd be really, really cool to run around and introduce you to a lot of these people, show you some cool tips, show you some interesting service solutions, try to get you guys some good content. So I'm gonna run around, I'm gonna surprise some folks. And by the way, in Illinois, we're not required to wear masks. So when I'm by myself, I'll keep my mask down. When I get near other people, just out of respect, I'll pop it up. But let's go surprise some folks and ask some questions. Let's see who we come up with first, completely randomly. All right, here we go. Our first guest is Rob Stanley, Mr. Money, and Aton runs Gatita. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, tell us what's going on in the space of reimbursements, all right? You guys, I know at Gatita you do a lot of reimbursements for Amazon sellers. What's changing nowadays, like in the reimbursement space? What's new that we need to know for Q4 of 21 and going into 2022?
So Aton will talk, and I'll talk for him.
Okay, go for it.
What's changing? Lots of different changes on Amazon inbound shipments and discrepancies. So picking back discrepancies, Amazon's limiting the time by which you can submit that for reimbursement. We're kind of on top of that and changing. There's also a new seller API, so we're connected to the Amazon API that's changing. So it allows us to get more data so we can produce better results for sellers.
Now, when you're talking about the time frame for reimbursements, what you mean is if Amazon loses something, there's only a specific amount of time that you have to actually claim that problem to get reimbursed, right? What is that time frame now and what did it used to be?
Correct. So for many cases, it's 18 months. For inbound shipments, it's 9 months. And for pick and pack fees, it's 90 days. That all shifted. It used to be all like around 6 months longer. But Amazon keeps on moving the needle there, which is why it's important to audit as discussed, but also to be timely about it and not kind of wait and say, hey, I'll get to it. Right now, we can audit your account and go 18 months back and hopefully find you all that money and help you grow for holiday season.
And Andy Craig says you're rocking the couch again.
Oh yeah, we're rocking.
Yeah, rocking the couch.
Sit down if you like.
That's one of the things. Thanks, guys. That's one of the things about trade shows is when you run around all day, sometimes you just need to sit, right? You need to have a moment. So some of the best vendors and some of the best service providers, they do a lot of sitting for us, allow us to sit. We'll come back in a second, but there we got the great Bradley Sutton, who will come and get a tip from him in a minute. I'm going to keep walking for just a second. And just for those of you that are logging in, I'm running around to some of the best service providers, thought leaders, and influencers in this Amazon e-commerce space and just getting some tips and information from them coming live from RetailX in Chicago. Next we have, and she's going to be annoyed because I asked her to do this and she's in the middle of eating her lunch. I'm going to interrupt her anyways. We have Allie from Sellers Funding. You guys know I love Sellers Funding here at their booth. And Sellers Funding right now has some sort of promotion or something going on. You guys know I've talked a lot about their working capital and all the stuff that I have going on. So let me introduce Allie. Have you finished chewing your food yet? All right, she's finished chewing her food. So Allie, talk to us a little about what's going on at Sellers Funding with the current promotion.
We have some great promotions going on. So we've got our working capital promotion. You can get up to $5,000 cash back, opening a digital wallet and drawing on your credit limit. We also have a 4-month interest only option where your 4-month interest only means you can only pay the interest up to 4 months, making your payment smaller until your invoice and your inventory actually gets here. And then we have a go fee free. So if your daily advance
go fee free, that's a mouthful. How do we say that? Go fee free. All right, so tell us about the go fee free.
So if you are a daily advance brand new customer, meaning that every single day we will advance you based on your previous day sales for Walmart and Amazon sellers.
Now wait, she just said Walmart and Amazon. That's a big deal. So if you're a Walmart or Amazon seller and you want your money every day, it's fee free for this promotion.
First 2 cycles, it is free.
So that's an entire month, right? So a month of free daily advance. And then my understanding is with the daily advances that Sellers Funding does, you're typically like a third of the price of some of the competitors, right?
We are, and the fee is assessed only on the amount that we have advanced you on. We will not add any additional fees. It's whatever we advance you on, that's what we'll charge a small fee.
That's pretty awesome. All right, thanks, Allie. Any other last words of wisdom in the e-commerce space? What do you think about the show? I know it's smaller, but do you feel like there's awesome. At least pretty good engagement and energy going on here?
Great energy, and if you want to apply with us, sellersfunding.com.
All right. Thanks, Allie. There's Melissa taking a picture of me taking a picture. Weird, right? All right, let's keep moving. Let's jump over here to, there's another company here called Managed by Stats. I will see if we can grab some information from them. They were recently telling me about a new, it looks like they're busy. Let me come back to them. A new product that they have where you can extract seller information very easily. So if you want to build lookalike audiences, if you want to set up, I got to make sure I'm walking on the right aisle, lookalike audiences, if you want to pull addresses to send follow-up postcards and stuff like that, I'll come back to them. Sorry, guys, I'm doing this kind of live, so we got to make sure that people aren't in the middle of a conversation. There's Cameron and Yoni. So Yoni from Gatita and Cameron Yoder from Ecommetrics. We'll come back to him in a second also. Let me go see if I can find Bo Crabbill with selling. Hey, here we go. Here's somebody to talk to. Can I interrupt for a second?
Sure.
So right now we've got TJ Highland from Elevate Brands. So you're walking around, you're talking to all these different sellers, service providers. Sorry, I just completely interrupted. Guys over here at Nectar, give me 1 second. Here at the show, what are you seeing as a consistent theme? Is there anything new going on that's being talked about here?
I think there's a lot of it talk about expansion and diversification, right? So looking at different platforms, there's obviously a number of tools that support that. The other big trend that we're seeing is, obviously we come from the aggregator space, and there's a lot of brands here that are looking to figure out what their next move is. So we're looking to optimize their business today for success tomorrow.
And what do you think the value in coming to these events is, right? Like, obviously we got to fly a lot, we're staying a lot of time in hotels, but we're here kind of networking and learning from a lot of people. What do you think the value is for sellers at events?
It's the networking, right? So I think you learn more from fellow sellers than you might from different service providers, from experience, from what worked, what doesn't work. So to me, that's the most valuable part, to learn about what's new in the industry. I'm sure some of the sessions are touching on that, but even just the sponsors and exhibitors, everyone's trying to be the next best. So as a seller, you're really going to benefit from that.
Yep. All right. Thanks, TJ.
Cool. See you, Tim.
So when I started selling online, I went to a little conference. It was a tiny conference in Seattle, Washington called SCOE. It doesn't even exist anymore. And going to that conference and having conversations with people and learning about what they're struggling with and learning what they're succeeding with, like, it really helped me to start growing like my skill set and my businesses. And I strongly believe that if I had never got out and started getting involved in these communities and started networking with people, I never would have had that opportunity to grow. So that's basically what we do. Sorry, folks. People are looking at me funny because I'm walking around. While I'm talking, I'm looking for some other folks that I was going to hit up. Let me also say this. The industry changes fast, right? For those people that started selling in e-commerce in 2015 or 2016 and had success, they couldn't do it again in the same methods. Like, it changes constantly. And what's really cool about the e-commerce space is the community is oftentimes largely impacted and built by the service providers. So by coming to these events, not just meeting sellers, but meeting the service providers, figuring out what's happening, what do you guys see? What are you guys seeing in the industry that's making big changes in the way that external traffic works and sales works? It's all very important because they are the cutting edge. They have huge teams, R&D folks that literally learn about the Amazon algorithm and learn about e-commerce in general every single day. So if you can access some of those tips from them and some information from them, then that's obviously very, very valuable. So I cannot stress enough the importance of making sure that you're, taking in content, learning from folks, and obviously trying to learn from the information that you have. I'm about to drop into this booth right now, completely uninvited. Hey, Channel Advisor guys, who wants to talk about Channel Advisor? Hey, so this is Patrick. Patrick, what is Channel Advisor?
We're a centralized platform. We help retailers and brands sell online and streamline their processes to get the products out in the marketplaces.
All right. So what are you seeing in the e-commerce space right now that's different than it was maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago? And what are sellers doing to prepare for growth going into Q4 of this year and then the first of 2022?
Man, I think supply chain issues are something that I'm hearing a lot from customers and prospects that are dealing with it. In terms of a solution, that's a good question. I think we're all trying to figure that out. With COVID, that's been the huge issue, getting products overseas, back here in the country. So I don't know what the solution for that specifically is, but hopefully that all gets resolved.
And the truth is, we're all trying to figure it out together. So coming to events like this and talking to different service providers, different sellers to try to give us those tips is hugely important. Agreed?
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, I'm Tim, by the way.
It's Patrick.
I've never met these guys. They just randomly walked into Facebook Live. We'll come back and chat later.
All right.
All right, let me go see if Bradley's free, because Bradley's always got something. Either that or Managed by Stats guys. The Managed by Stats guys really were sharing something pretty cool, and it is that tool to, looks like they're still busy, to extract that seller information, which is massively important. So if you can get seller information from Amazon, a lot of very valuable things we can do with that. We can build lookalike audiences like on Facebook to run different ads to. Even with the big iOS change, that's still very important. And then, of course, also you can do things like follow-up email address or postcards. I mean, physical postcards. Like Kevin King talks a lot about those hacks and things like that. I'm trying to see. Looks like Bradley's still busy. Can I interrupt for a second? Yeah. So, hey, Bradley.
What's up?
So can you give us just like a couple rapid fire tips? What's going on new for Q4 of this year that may be something that people need to be aware of? What should we be focusing on and thinking about in terms of the tools that we're using, the strategies that we're using, what we can expect going into 2022?
Well, just the one thing I've been focusing on in all my tests, it's just the title of products on Amazon. So like, that's something that a lot of people, people understand that titles are important, but especially upon launch. Now, as things get more competitive on Amazon, you're always looking for what's going to give you a little bit of a leg up on the competition. So the thing I've been preaching the last few months as part of that Maldives strategy is if you're wondering what's going to be the most economical keywords you can launch for, take a look at your list of 20, 30 main keywords, and then take a look at which ones are other listings on that page. They don't have many titles that have that keyword in phrase form. And if you have that keyword in phrase form, and almost nobody does on page one, it's going to be like pennies on the dollar to launch for that. So that's one of the reasons why actually Cerebro and Magnet, I'm sure you guys are using. Whenever you're doing your keyword research, you'll notice a new column that says title density. And if you didn't know what that means, that basically means like that number represents how many listings on page one have whatever that keyword is in the title. And if you can find a high search volume one that has like 1 or 2 or 3, and you're using Facebook ads, or you're using Search Find By, or using PPC, whatever you're using to rank, it's going to be so much cheaper because the Amazon algorithm is going to reward you. So be on the lookout for optimizing your titles if you're trying to launch on any keyword.
So what you're saying is that the title still seems to be the most important aspect of optimizing. So if you can focus whatever keywords you're trying to target for your ranking in the title, it's going to have more ranking juice. I hate that term, but it seems to work. Ranking juice, right? And that new column he's talking about in Magnet Cerebro Helix 10, I'd never seen that till today. He had to show me that this morning, and it was very, very cool because now I can focus on which keyword I should focus on first. Because even if there's a keyword with 50,000 people, searching for it, if it's very competitive, I might target a keyword with only 25,000 searches for the same product if nobody else is targeting it. And what he's talking about is that, all important page one, first few positions that we can get to. So, all right, thanks, Bradley. What else, what other events are you going to this year? We're talking about networking, community, how important it is to get out. And I know can't always do that with the COVID thing going on right now, but if we can do it safely, what other events are you going to where people can come hang out and learn?
I'm doing a white label expo in Vegas. That's actually next week. I think it's September 1st and 2nd.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. All right, cool. $1 billion seller summit in Austin,
I'll
Texas.
be there.
And the one place I don't think you're going to be is I'm going to Pakistan right after white label. So you're welcome to come with me, but
No, not doing that. My wife would absolutely kill me if I came home and said, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to Pakistan in 3 weeks." I might come home with all my stuff in the front yard.
I think I'm doing an Amazon event in New York. It's called Unbox, if I'm not mistaken. And then the last one is I'm probably doing Frankfurt White Label Expo in Germany in October.
Cool. And I'm going to be in the Helium 10 office. I just found out it looks like the end of September shooting some more content. So you guys get excited. There's going to be some cool stuff and some big updates coming to Helium 10 over the next.
Check out today's podcast, guys. I don't think it's dropped yet, but when you look at the Serious Sellers podcast.
The Serious Sellers podcast.
Today's Tuesday, right? I don't even know what day.
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah. We have a kind of a pretty big announcement on today's podcast, so make sure to check that out.
Is it the announcement I know about?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, really big announcement. You guys are going to love that. And it goes a lot in line with what Norm and I are preaching and doing with the private label Legion content, community, and everything that's happening there. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Walmart. Walmart. All right. I gave you like a 3 or 4 hour head start. Big announcements coming from Helium 10. I'm walking around. And it still looks like everybody else I wanted to talk to is talking to people, which is great. I don't want to interrupt them too much. As far as the tool I was talking about that Managed by Stats was telling about, it's not even their tool that extracts customer information. I'm going to post that in the Private Label Legion Facebook group here in just a few minutes. Hey, where's Jeff going? Hey, Jeff, you got 1 second? He gave me the one finger. We'll come back to him. Oh, here he is. Just say hi. Tell us one quick tip going into Q4 of 2021. This is Jeff Cohen from Seller Labs.
One quick tip: get your inventory in early. Did anyone ever say that?
Nope, no one said that yet.
Get your inventory in early. Get your inventory in early.
Thank you. All right. So as far as that extraction tool to pull sell information, I'm going to post that in the Private Label Legion Facebook group. So if you're not a member of that group, you're not paying attention to this group, I'm going to post that here in like the next 5 minutes after this live. Thank y'all for being on. Make sure that you follow our YouTube channel, Private Label Legion, me, Norm Farrar. Make sure that you go to sellingonwalmart.com if you're interested in Walmart, learn more about there. And our new Walmart Facebook group, which is Selling on Walmart Marketplace. When you search it on Facebook, you'll see my ugly mug and Norm's beautiful face on there, as well as our partner, Mikhail Chapnick. Thank y'all for being on. Coming to you live from Chicago. Tomorrow, I'll actually be in New York City at the ASGTG event with Ed Rosenberg and all those folks in Brooklyn. It's going to be good. I'll try to come to you live from there with more information. As maybe a special Legion Live. Kelsey's listened to this. He's like, oh, crap, Tim's going to do 2 in 1 week. That's awesome. Good to see all of you. Love you all. And we will see you on the next Legion.